Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? All right. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Kevin Riel, and I am an inspector with the Winnipeg Police Service and the Divisional Commander of the Community Relations Division. I'll be your MC today, and I'll try to keep everything moving and going forward. I'd like to acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Innu Cree, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. We have some great speakers here this morning. I would like to take this opportunity, though, to acknowledge a lot of the special guests that are also in attendance, the knowledge keepers, and all of the elders that are present. Thank you for all for being here to support and share in this important gathering. We're grateful to gather here today as part of our organization's commitment to truth and reconciliation. This is an opportunity to put words into action, to reflect on the past, and to think about how we can move forward in a better way, in partnership with the community. Earlier this morning, just after sunrise, led by WPS Elder Mike Calder, the sacred fire you see here was lit. The intent is to keep it burning for 24 hours in recognition of truth and reconciliation. Our hope is that this fire and today's gathering provide space for our members and anyone in the community to reflect and ask questions about the significance of this day, the history that brought us here, and the work still ahead. For our WPS members in particular, it is a reminder that reconciliation is something we live through in our deeds, our words, and actions. Education and understanding are so important. As a member of the Winnipeg Police Service and a Red River Métis citizen, I am very proud to see this event come to life. Before we go any further, we want to begin in a good way. We've been fortunate to have Elder Mike Calder guide us in this effort. He has for many years, along many events and training sessions. I'd like now to call Elder Calder to please come and lead us in prayer.
Bonjour. Kiwit makwadis nakas. Makate makwado dum. Makate mwa ugichita. Pegos First Nation. Oh, get you to Manitoba. Creator, grandmothers, grandfathers. I say Chimigwich for this day. Chimigwich for this ceremony that we're having, and to understand why we're here, why we're doing this, with the respect, the honor, and the loving way, and honoring that sacred fire. Fire is life. Fire is a commitment to bring us closer to the Creator when we put those tobacco ties, those tobacco offerings in there. Say a prayer. Say a prayer for somebody that you know that needs help. Say a prayer that somebody that needs that loving spirit that comes. And that eastern direction, look for it every day because the sun rises. So I say Chimigwech for everybody for coming here today, for when they're coming here, walk safely, be careful, and travel safely when you get home. And I say thank you, and it's an honor for being here, and welcome everybody. Chimiwech. Thank you.
Thank you, Elder Calder, for your guidance and your leadership, as always. Next, we turn to Chief Gene Bowers. Reconciliation has been a priority for him and for our organization. It is clear he's committed to moving forward in partnership with the Indigenous community. Chief, the podium is yours.
Thank you, everybody. It's very exciting to see everybody here today to share in this special event in recognition of reconciliation and moving ahead for truth and healing. So I'd like to thank and acknowledge our honored guests for attending today and walk the path of reconciliation with us. Elder Mike Calder, thank you for your opening prayer. Honorable Matt Wiebe, Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Province of Manitoba. Colleen Mayer, Vice Chair, Winnipeg Police Board, and a number of other police board members are with us here today, and I thank you for attending. Damien Lorenchuk, who will be singing here and drumming today, and Jennifer Wood, residential school survivor, who will be speaking here today as well. And I'd like to give a warm welcome to Sheila North for attending as well. So it's important to recognize that the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation belongs first and foremost to the children who never returned home, to the survivors of residential schools, to the families, and to the Indigenous communities. Public acknowledgement of this tragic history and its ongoing impacts are vital part of the reconciliation process. My hope is that the Sacred Fire helps create a space where our community can join our members in healing, reflection, and spiritual connection. Since taking on the role as Chief of Police, I've spoken about my vision of weaving reconciliation into the fabric of the Winnipeg Police Service. Today is but only one step, one action towards this commitment. As a police service, we carry a profound duty. More than serving and protecting, that duty is about listening, learning, and repairing relationships. We must acknowledge that at times the relationship between police and Indigenous communities has been strained, marked with harm and mistrust. The roadmap to healing, understanding, and respect has been written. It can be found in the recommendations of the Aboriginal Justice Inquiry, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls Inquiry, and the principles of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Now we must continue to walk the path of reconciliation together. We must act to repair damaged relationships, to foster collaboration with Indigenous communities, and create spaces for lived experiences and partnerships. In taking action, we will learn or lean on those who help guide us, individuals such as Elder Mike Calder, who has led us in prayer and has worked directly with the Winnipeg Police Service for almost 30 years. Sheila North, who has recently joined us as the service's external Indigenous Relations Advisor, and our members, whose lived experiences bring us Indigenous perspectives and culture, much like our members who are keeping the fire here today. Policing is a 24-hour job, with our members working varied shifts to ensure we provide much-needed service to our community. Today's Sacred Fire will do the same for our members, providing them with the opportunity to pause and reflect on their personal and professional commitment to reconciliation. Together, we have the opportunity and responsibility to ensure all members of our Indigenous communities are safe, heard, and respected. Reconciliation must be part of who we are as an organization. This is more than my vision. This will be our continued action. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, for your leadership and insight. We are also joined this morning by the Honorable Matt Wiebe, Manitoba's Justice Minister and Attorney General, here on behalf of the province. Minister, the floor is yours.
Morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here today as we light and tend to this sacred fire and gather in recognition of the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. I'd like to thank Elder Calder for the opening prayer. Any day you can start next to sacred fire, breathe in the smoke, and also give thanks to the Creator, I think is a good day. So thank you for starting us in that good way. This day calls on us to reflect on the painful history and the ongoing legacy of residential schools in Canada. For generations, Indigenous children were taken from their families. They were stripped of their language and their culture, and they were subjected to profound harm. Check. Is that better? Okay. Survivors, families, and communities continue to carry this intergenerational trauma. It is a legacy that we must all acknowledge and address to start to rebuild and repair the trust and relationships that we have with Indigenous peoples. I commend the Winnipeg Police Service for taking on this important work and taking this important step today to rebuilding the trust through this sacred fire ceremony. And I want to thank those members of the Indigenous community who are here today once again to demonstrate the warmth and generosity and forgiveness that are hallmarks of the Indigenous culture. Truth and reconciliation is not a single day. It is a journey, and it's a journey that requires honesty, humility, and sustained action. For the justice system, including policing, this journey means listening. It means learning. It means working alongside Indigenous peoples to rebuild that trust, to advance fairness and ensure safety. Police officers, and really all members of our criminal justice system, play a vital and critical role in reconciliation. Whether that's through building stronger relationships with Indigenous communities, supporting culturally responsive approaches to justice, or taking part in education and awareness, your efforts make a big difference. Ultimately, reconciliation cannot move forward without a commitment to change how justice is lived and how it is experienced every day. As Minister of Justice, I reaffirm our government's commitment to advancing reconciliation in practical and meaningful ways. This includes restorative justice and culturally grounded justice programs, strengthening partnerships with our Indigenous leadership, and ensuring that everyone can have confidence in Manitoba's justice system. On this solemn day, we remember the children who never returned home from residential schools, and we honor the survivors and families who courageously have shared their pain and experiences. We also commit ourselves to action, to walking the path of reconciliation with integrity, with respect, and with a clear vision of a better future. This sacred fire, it's a sign of hope that we all can achieve the relationships that will strengthen our communities and our country, the relationships between police and Indigenous communities, and a relationship that's founded on respect, trust, and admiration. And that we can achieve a criminal justice system that is truly restorative and equitable for all citizens. Thank you again to the Winnipeg Police Service for organizing this event here today, and thank you to all of you for being here, for committing to walking down this path of reconciliation together. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Thank you, Minister. We appreciate your presence and support today. Mayor Scott Gillingham had hoped to join us, but is unable to be here today due to illness. He sends his best wishes to everyone, and we send him our very best wishes in return. We are now joined this morning by Colleen Mayer, Vice Chair of the Winnipeg Police Board. The board serves as the important link between the community and the Winnipeg Police Service. Colleen has served in the community in many ways, including as a school trustee, MLA, and cabinet minister. Colleen is proud of her Métis heritage and has long supported efforts that educate and promote Indigenous culture and awareness. Colleen, we welcome you to share a few words this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank Chief Bowers for inviting the Winnipeg Police Board to be part of today's ceremony. I'm joined by my fellow board members, Damon Johnson, Daphne Penrose, and Amit Kapoor. We are grateful that we are welcomed here today to be part of this sacred fire. I'd also like to thank Elder Mike Calder for the opening prayer, and to Chief Bowers, Minister Wiebe, and all those who bring greetings today. This sacred fire is a time to pause, reflect, and come together. As a board, we commend the Chief and the Winnipeg Police Service for their ongoing efforts to strengthen relationships with Indigenous communities and to build a culture of understanding, respect, and accountability. We hear consistently that policing must not only protect, but also support communities in ways that respects culture, values, expectations, and lived experiences. We recognize this is especially important with our Indigenous communities. Ceremony like this is important for building an understanding of how we can do that together. Tomorrow, on National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, we acknowledge the profound pain and loss caused by the residential school system and the harms that continue to this day. Reconciliation is not just a word, it's a journey. It calls us to act through education, through partnership, and through building relationships rooted in understanding and trust. On behalf of the Winnipeg Police Board, I want to thank the elders, the knowledge keepers, survivors, and community members who are with us. We honor you. We are committed to walking this path of truth and reconciliation together. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Thank you, Colleen, and members of the Winnipeg Police Board as well for attending and for your thoughtful remarks. At many WPS events, such as graduations, song has become an important tradition. Today, we are fortunate to have knowledge keeper Damien Larenchuk here to share song with us. Damien, if I could ask you to come forward.
Tanseni ako magnak. Disniga asun gesugutte. Benesichan sipich ninuag totchen. My English name is Damien, but I go by my Cree name, the Strong-Hearted One. I'm from Fox Lake, and it's an honor to be called here to sing for you guys, because normally I only sing in the shower. But this song that I'll share, you know, I thought a little bit about what song I should share. And this song, it's about the grandmother eagle. And a long time ago, she watched our people suffering. You know, we didn't have drums. We didn't have any of those sacred ceremonial tools. So she pitied us. She pulled out one of her feathers and gave it to us to work with. And that was the first part of the bundle that we now work with to heal our people. And you know, I was just sitting in a lodge yesterday. And this whole day now, the TRC day, you know, so much has happened in this country to try and take this away from us, to try and change us, destroy our nations and our culture. But we still sit here in the lodges. We still know our songs, our language. We're proud to be Indigenous. So I just thought I'd share that revelation that we don't need to fight against the people that try and stop us, because they'll never get rid of us.
Thank you, Damien. Now, while we've heard from leadership, the day, Truth and Reconciliation Day, is truly about people and communities who have been impacted and changed forever. I certainly cannot put that experience into words, but we are very fortunate to have someone with us who can. Jennifer Wood is a proud Ojibwe woman from Neyashingaming First Nation. She is nationally recognized Indigenous leader whose work has spanned government, community, and advocacy. Over her career, she has helped create spaces for survivors, families, and communities to share truths and build paths toward healing and change. Jennifer, thank you for being here today with us.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? There's two things I don't like is a podium.
You just want to talk right in the middle so you get both. This one's for the speaker and this one's for the camera. So
Okay.
there you go.
I just learned something technical. Speak between the microphones. I want to thank Chief of Police Jean Bowers for giving me this opportunity, and Sheila North. I always start off by saying that time is a gift, and the gift of time that you're giving me to listen to me for a few minutes and learn something, I hope, and have more of awareness, I sincerely appreciate it. My spirit name is Wathio Binakwe, and that means the light before the actual light in the morning. And I take it very seriously, because before we were human, we were light. And we are all full of great energy, vibrant energy. I want to acknowledge the fact that this is happening today, because to tell you the truth, I have never seen this before. And when I pulled up in the parking lot, I was really amazed to see all the officers, all the people, all the invited guests, our people present. To me, this is a really great turn of events that are going to be making a remarkable difference in our city, in our country. I want to acknowledge the Elder Mike Calder. I want to acknowledge the sacred fire that I understand is going to be lit and kept lit all night, which says a lot. It means that you understand the significance of fire, what fire means to us. It's purification and it's transformation. And to me, that's what's happening, is transformation. We are transforming into respecting one another's cultures. We're respecting one another's beliefs and values and traditions. And I was hoping there wouldn't be a motorcycle or a fire truck. Of course. So I come from a community in southern Ontario. Pretty much all of my family is in residential school or was. My mother, 5 of my brothers and sisters, my grandmother, myself, my husband, my mother-in-law. I'm what you call an ultimate product of residential school. And as much as this is a great event and a significant event, there's also a sad chapter in our history that we can't deny. And I'm very happy to be here to share my very small story. 5 of my brothers and sisters were taken in a sweep of an afternoon. My parents weren't home. All of my 5 brothers and sisters, there are a number. They are numbered, they're not named. My sister said that when they got there, they put a cloak over their clothes, and that's how they dressed for the duration of their time there. And it really took a lot from them. And I'm not here to shame, and I'm not here to blame. I'm only here to share my story and to give you a little glimpse into our world and in our history and what actually happened. And a lot of you may not know that it was mandatory, it was enforcement. Those are words that guided our lives. My sister's 80, and last year I took her to a ceremony in Rainy River, Ontario. And later on, 2 days later, she sat down and she said, I want to thank you for taking me there, because that's the first time in her life she felt connected to her culture, because that's how much they took from her. My father was a World War II veteran. I was raised very strict. My mother was a residential school survivor, and what a combination it was. My father had PTSD. A lot of us didn't know what that was, and a lot of us were traumatized by hearing him scream in the middle of the night, and we'd take turns who would wake him up. But he grew to be a very significant man in our community, an avid hunter, fisherman, well respected throughout the community. As a result, and I can't prove it, but when you are taken and put in residential school, you are emotionally disconnected instantly. And I firmly believe that a lot of our illnesses that we endure today are a direct result of being in residential school and emotionally disconnected and affected with your brain, your learning, your love, your emotions. And I know in my own family, there's 7 of us sisters. 3 have Alzheimer's, 3 have cancer. What does that tell you? And I'm hoping that a study will be done, in fact, it's underway, to prove that. Sadly, the trust was breached, but you can fix that trust, and that's being done right here in my eyes. You see results of the NCTR, the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation, the 94 calls to action. Don't quote me, but I believe there's 18 out of 94 that are being implemented. You see the orange flag in every legislature across Canada. You see orange t-shirts from all walks of life. You see recognition of the Shoal Lake 40, where we get our water from. You see the MMIW, you see the 60 Scoops Fund. You see the Settlement Agreement Fund, and I myself am working on the Jordan's Principle, the $23 billion rollout for the apprehension of the children that were taken in child and family services here in Manitoba. I never want to leave on a bad note because I believe in hope. I believe hope is our anchor. I believe that we're going to move forward. I believe that we're going to come together to make this a better world. I know law enforcement is a hard thing. I could never do the job that you do, and I'm thankful that you're here to protect our citizens in Manitoba. You being here right now is telling me that you care. That really does. When I walked in, it brought tears to my eyes, to be honest. I don't want to take too much time. I just want to thank you. I want to hope that you continue this legacy of bringing the law enforcement under this arena to honor and acknowledge the legacy of residential school. And I always leave with a teaching. When you hug a child, don't let go first. Miigwech kinanaskamited masicho eglisane.
Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing your story and your strength. A day in honor of truth and reconciliation certainly requires the truth, and we thank you for that. As many of you know, Sheila North recently joined us as the first ever external Indigenous Relations Advisor of the Winnipeg Police Service. A member of the Bunabanabe Cree Nation and former Grand Chief of MKO, Sheila brings... Fix that. There we go. I think we got it. Sheila brings leadership, experience, and guidance to our efforts in Indigenous engagement and reconciliation. In this new role, she advises police and leadership on building stronger, safer, and more respectful relationships with Indigenous communities, ensuring Indigenous voices are heard and valued. Sheila, we are honored to have you with us. Please share some words as we close today's formal program.
Good morning, Danziga, Sheila North is Nagasan, Bunabanabe Cree Nation in Oste. Egamina Wigasko is go win Gimini Goin. The Minantana Opa Metagoga Kidao Gamina Haganomiguach with the internet I'd got dick. Hi everyone, my name is Sheila North. I'm from the Bunabanabe Cree Nation. A dear elder taught me that I have to use my Cree language to honor my sovereignty as a Cree person and to honor my ancestors. So that's what I did. And I'm just saying that I'm Sheila North from the Bunabanabe Cree Nation. And I was also given the name of Wikaskoiskwa, which is an English sweetgrass woman. And I'm still learning how to be that, to be the sweetgrass woman. And I'm very honored to be here with all of you. I'm so proud of all of you for being here. Even the media, I'm so proud to see you here. And all of the dignitaries, thank you, Elder Mike Calder, for lighting the fire. Thank you to the firekeepers within the service, Bonnie, Dirk, Sean. See, I'm really bad with names. I'm good. Shelby, yes, and Rachel. These are fabulous people, and these people behind you as well are all fabulous people. I know that we're all here as adults, but the most important people here are these children. I see one child here and a baby here somewhere, and that's what it's all about. That's why we're all here. Whatever motivated us to come here today, at the end of the day, it's all about children, and every child matters. And I have to say how cool it was as an external person to be sitting in a planning meeting with these folks, Richie and Bonnie and everyone, and to hear them talk about, do we have the smudge kit? Do we have the firewood? Do we have this? And it was so cool to be in that room to hear them talk like that. I think a lot of us have waited a long time to have an institution like this start to try and embrace what our people have been wanting for a long time. So I acknowledge all of the effort that's being made by the Winnipeg Police and the Winnipeg Police Board as well, and your guidance and elder and knowledge keepers and my friends, survivor Jennifer Wood, for being here, and my friend Leonard over here. He's the annoying one in the corner with the camera. He's my film partner from New York, but he says he's from Winnipeg. But I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I am very cognizant of the fact that I am external, and I'm proud to partner with the Winnipeg Police to bring the external within the circle and also invite you into the external circle as well as Winnipeg Police. And with that, I want to invite Angie Tuesday, who's also working with the Winnipeg Police, and Grandma Shingoose to come to say a few words, if that's okay. So this is the external coming into the internal. And I'm external too. But thank you all for coming. I appreciate every one of you for being here, and I hope that the rest of the day and the rest of the night will be meaningful and provide us all with reflection that we need to remember that every child matters. Like I said, thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Can everyone hear me? This one? Sorry. Can everyone hear me? Miigwech, everyone, for being here. My name is Angie Tuesday. My spirit name is Crane Woman Dancing. And I just wanted to acknowledge how powerful it is to see all of my colleagues, my community colleagues as well, and our community, like Grandma Shingoose here, and our speaker Jennifer Wood here, just to talk and share with us a little bit about their experiences in the residential school system. And I'm confused. I'm so sorry. This is my nightmare. Anyway, so yeah, when I walked up this morning, I was overcome with emotion, with seeing so many people here, so many people in support of what we're doing, wanting to learn more about the impacts of the residential school system, and learning a bit about, I think, how to advance and how to move forward towards hearing the truth, acknowledging that truth, and to move forward towards reconciliation. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Chief Bowers, Kevin, my colleague Rachel, who's there, Sean, Dirk, Rocky, Superintendent Bonnie Emerson, without whose guidance I wouldn't even be here today, working for the Winnipeg Police Service, so thank you, I acknowledge you. And Shelby, who I just met, but have already learned so much from, so miigwech, miigwech. I'm going to turn it over here to Grandma Shingoose. Grandma has taught me a lot over the last number of years, 4 or 5 years, I think, and we've passed her tobacco today just to ask her to speak a little bit about her experiences and a little bit, I think, about what this day means to her. So, miigwech, Grandma.
Okay, bonjour, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My English name is Geraldine Shingoose. My spirit names are Sky Woman, Northern Lights Woman, and I come from the Barrett clan. My warrior spirit is Grandmother Turtle. I'm a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. I'm a Chapan. So I'm really proud to be a Chapan because it's a new level of experience that everybody should experience. But I come here today, I guess they offered me tobacco, and I'm on my way to Westwood Collegiate to share my story. In June of 2015, the TRC, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, came to a close. And when it came to a close, they had all these documents, these books, calls to action, but also the survivor stories. And I didn't want those stories to sit on a shelf, so what I did was I went out there and I shared my story. I've been doing that for the last, since 2015. And I've shared it with probably over 25,000 individuals, little children, teenagers, that I'm going to be doing today, the teenagers, and organizations and universities. But I want to share with you what's been going on the last week, this month. It's National Truth and Reconciliation Month, and it's National Truth and Reconciliation Week. And I've been confronted with, when I share my story, I'm confronted with hate and denialism. Like people say, suck it up, get over it. Like, you know, and I really internalize that sometimes because, like, you know, how can they not hear our stories? Like, our stories matter. The residential school stories matter. And there's not too many residential school survivors left. Like, you know, there's going to come a day where we're not going to be here. We're no longer going to be here. So in my story, I share like my 9-year residential school experience from 1962 to 1971. I share my emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and sexual abuse that I experienced in residential school as a child. But what my message today, I guess, is to the Winnipeg Police Service is the first day when they picked me up, the police were there. They threatened my parents. They threatened my parents that they would go to jail if we weren't allowed to go. And they had no choice. And it really impacted my family. My mom, she couldn't bear it anymore. Think about those, the families, the parents that were left behind, how they must have experienced that loss. Each one of you are parents. How would it be for you, for someone to come and get your children? So I want to acknowledge my mom and dad today, Eva Shingus and Henry Shingus, and my siblings who I couldn't talk to in residential school. The federal government broke that sacred bond, that family bond. They took that opportunity away from me. And one of the elders told me when I share my story, don't share out of anger or hate. So I'm sharing my heart with you today, my pain. Because I carry it every day. After National Truth and Reconciliation Day, I'm still carrying it while everybody goes on with their life until next year. Remember us every day. You know, the intergenerational impact it had on our children and our grandchildren. So I want you to acknowledge us. So today I came, I welcome this. I welcome the sacred fire. It's beautiful. It makes me, when the officer was talking, like, you know, he just, and the justice minister talking, like, you know, it just really touched my heart hearing them. Like, you know, it's a true act of reconciliation, what I see here today. And it's a big step for us survivors to come here. Like, you know, then it's going to happen, and this is what Justice Murray Sinclair wanted, like, you know, from that Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Now it's your turn. It's your turn to share our stories. It's not our responsibility as survivors to do that. I'm getting tired. So But I'm really happy, and I want to acknowledge Mike Calder, my traditional brother, for saying the prayer. I want to acknowledge the fire, the sacred fire. That sacred fire opens that doorway to the spirit world. And when everybody was speaking, you could feel the ancestors here. Like, you know, they came, they're here. So those little ancestors, the ones that didn't make it home. So with that, I just want to say Chimigwech, and I could talk forever, but as a kukum. But I'm really honored that I was here to speak today. So Chimigwech and Negose.
Thank you so much, Grandma Shingus and Angie. And I'll turn the mic back to Kevin, and just want to say thank you to Police Chief Bowers for making a commitment to Indigenous people in our city and our province, and your vision. And I support the vision because it's good for all of us. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie, and thank you, Grandma Shingus. And thank you, Sheila. We're grateful for your leadership and partnership as we continue this journey together. Now, I'd like to invite you at this time to join me in a moment of silence as we honor the children lost, the survivors, and the ongoing journey towards truth, reconciliation, and justice. Thank you. With that, the formal portion of today's ceremony comes to a close. I would like to remind everyone that the sacred fire will burn for 24 hours, and we welcome everyone to come and share with us during this time. Tomorrow, at the conclusion of the sacred fire, we will raise the survivor flag right here, as well as our 3 district stations. And for those that don't know, the survivor flag is a collective expression of remembrance, honor, and hope, designed by survivors themselves to ensure we never forget. I just want to remind everybody that we do have tobacco ties that everybody can take. They're made from repurposed police uniform material, so they have a special meaning from our officers and made by our officers as well. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. It truly means a great deal. Please take some time to reflect, connect, and if you're able, to stay for refreshments in Bannock. Thank you, merci, and miigwech.